If someone's attitude was off, there was going to be a conversation about it. If someone was doing great, there was going to be praise about it. If someone was in a bad place, there were going to be conversations about it. And he said that is part of loving each other as a team. And that while that may sound sappy, I will tell you the research shows today over and over and over that those teams who care about each other deeply as human beings first will separate themselves from other teams. Google spent $100 million in a study trying to figure out why some of their teams are far better than other teams, even though they're in the same building, same company, same values, same teaching, same culture. And here's what they spent $100 million to learn. Their best teams were led by leaders who loved their teams. And they were led by leaders who were as interested in your vacation as whether you got yesterday's responsibility done. There was a coach, it's a great book, you need to get it. It's called The $1 Million Coach. And it was about a coach that was a somewhat successful head football coach at Holy Cross, which is in the Ivy League. And he didn't even win very many games in the Ivy League. And eventually he retired, and he moved out to San Jose, California, and he became, through one-on-one relationships, the word started spreading. This guy is great at coaching leaders. And he ended up coaching the CEO of Google, the CEO of Facebook, you name any star company in the state of California, this guy was coaching. And here's what he did. He drove these high-powered, age-driven leaders crazy. He would start off, he would go into a team meeting, and he would say, okay, I have a question for you. How was your vacation? And the CEO, you could see them squirming, just squirming. Wait a second. We've got strategic planning to do. Why are we doing this? This is so off target. And yet, he'd stay the course. Well, why did you like your vacation? What was your favorite thing to do on your vacation? Why did you need your vacation? And how did your children feel about your vacation? And he would go on, and people would start to talk about the parts of their lives that they never told anybody about. And this guy, by his example, started teaching leaders how to lead by putting people first instead of strategy first. And showing them that I care about what's going on. I care about your story. I care about the pain in your life. I want to know how's your wife doing in recovering from stage 4 cancer. We've been taught that you separate both. But the reality is, those effective leaders today make a decision that I'm not going to separate both. And if you're one of those leaders who say, I'm not going to be one of those foo-foo leaders, I will tell you that is not only not foo-foo, that is cutting edge. It is cutting edge. 70% of today's workforce will be turned off by a leader who does not care about them as human beings first. And you know why that's so hard? Because you got to get vulnerable. When you ask them the questions about their lives, they may tell you things that you weren't expecting. And you won't be in control of the reaction.